Okay, this video is for our transformer test section, and basically what we're doing here is we're making sure that all transformers that we have, like this one for the power supply and this one for the signal generator, are putting out appropriate waveforms that can be used. So basically the big transformer is just supplying power to the entire thing to run all of the circuitry, and in lieu of an actual resistive load, because we wanted to test it for it would be really hard to make it out of these little quarter-watt resistors. I decided to actually use the real load, which is all the electronic components that we're going to be running. So basically, this is the first test. It's taking a look at the waveform off of the step-down transistor, and we were aiming for about between 13 and 16 volts RMS. The main thing is we wanted to regulate it to about 18 so that we had lots of room, and other tests have proven that it comes around 17. So we have the waveforms here. It's 15.3 volts RMS, which is perfectly fine. 60 hertz waveform. It is distorted right now because we have a lot of high frequency noise that's kind of playing around with the circuit, which we haven't filtered out yet. We'll probably do that in the second half of the term, but it's only because I'm using all of this as a load. When that's not connected, the waveform is actually perfectly fine, but I thought it was more accurate to test the load. The next thing I'm going to test is a signal level generator, and the test hasn't been updated. I submitted the update for approval, but basically we actually dropped the middle transformer because we found a better way to do the contactor, and it was going to be a huge pain to do it. So let me just set this up real quick. Okay, so one thing that I made a little bit of a mistake in here is I thought that we needed about 2 RMS voltage out of this signal generator to make the frequency detector work, but unfortunately we actually needed about 2 peak to peak, which was not right. So what happened is that when I scoped this waveform here, if I can get a good read on it.
Yo, Dave, do you have email I can make a YouTube account with?
Okay, let's try this again.
Do you have a YouTube account?
Okay, when I scope the waveform, there it is, right there. It's unfortunately much too high peak to peak to try to throw into an operational amplifier. So the way that I corrected was just a simple high resistance voltage divider. So I'll just go ahead and scope what's going into the frequency detector, which is it's reading that it's a couple kilohertz, and the main reason why is there's a bunch of noise, but it actually does have a 60 hertz sine wave on there that's going in, and the main thing that I'm concerned about this is the peak to peak is between 1 and 2.5 volts, so I do have the actual peak to peak that I need, and that allows the actual frequency detector to come up with a waveform like this. Okay, well, this is a 60 hertz square wave. There's a lot of digital noise in it right now that we have to filter out. Okay,